Good afternoon, good evening. Good evening? Well, yeah, good evening in some places of the earth. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Midday live with me here at Planetfaz, talking the latest Manchester United and whatever kind of is going on in the football world. Yesterday's midday live was really good, so I thought I bring you another midday live stream, a quick one, really, a quick 45-minute lunchtime. Lunchtime kind of chat, really. Lunchtime kind of talk. Hopefully, all of you guys are doing well and okay. Europa League game is on tomorrow, and it's going to be a big game. It's going to be a massive game. And it's kind of talking about that, really. I mean, we're witnessing some cracking games in the Champions League, and it's a shame that Manchester United are not in the Champions League at the moment, and they probably won't be for the next few years. And this is where the conversation is today, this game that's coming up tomorrow. And this competition, really, this Europa League, is our only last hope of making Champions League football. And I think it is on the grand scheme of things, it is somewhat of a juggernaut of a game for Manchester United, and more so for Ruben Amorim. I think Ruben really has to get a tune out of this team tomorrow and get a win. A draw is not going to suffice. He has to push through to the next round. He has to kind of figure his way out through to the next round, one way or another. And it's not going to be easy by no means. It's not going to be an easy task by no means. It's not going to be a walk in the park. We've not secured anything. We're very bad, like something that we've been saying for the past, how many years now, that we're very bad. We don't look good. We done this, we done that. So yeah, it's gonna be a big game. Magnifying glasses are gonna be on Ruben Amorim tomorrow. Can he defeat Lyon, who actually had a very good game, even though we were actually winning that game? They had their own spells, they had their own times in the game. They had ample amount of opportunity to kind of put the game to bed. They had, if I'm not mistaken, from the top of my head, remembering the game, they probably had like three clear-cut chances where they could have easily, they could have easily, put the game to bed. But luck was on our side, and also luck was on their side, at the dying moments of the game. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one. The first thing I want to discuss is, obviously, as you've seen on the title and on the thumbnail, it is Andre Onana in, Altay Bayindir out. Do you guys agree or disagree? Would you like to see Bayindir? Would you like to see Onana? The probability is Andre Onana is obviously going to play tomorrow. I haven't actually read the manager's quotes, so I'm going to have a look at a couple of the quotes that the manager, because his press conference is actually going on right now. Bayindir's mistake in the last game. Bayindir's mistake came, I think it was the third goal, if I'm not mistaken, Chai, isn't it? Is it the third goal or fourth goal? It was the fourth goal. Well, whatever it is, by the time it was the fourth goal, the opposition's already scored 3, and Bayindir had made some decent saves already by that point. So it's actually unfair. He hasn't cost us. Bayindir did not cost us the points. He didn't cost us the game. Do you know what I mean? I think that's kind of what you have to look at. And there is clear data to show that Andre Onana has cost us games. He has cost us competitions. He has cost us points, victories. And that is what I look at, really, when it comes to Andre Onana. And now he does not want, he does not agree with the 25% reduction in his wage if we do not make Champions League football. So he's hired a new agent to negotiate for him, who he feels can get him a better deal out of Manchester United. And he's happy. There are small whispers about him having interest from Europe. Europe is a massive place. Huge, bro. Europe has so many countries. And Saudi. I don't know if he's willing to go to Saudi, considering he probably thinks and believes he's very, very capable of playing at the highest level in Champions League or Europa League. So I don't think Saudi is an option for him. I think he's definitely going to be looking at in the summer if there is a move available to somewhere in Europe, and with the wages that he's on as well. Selling the players makes it a lot easier this summer if we don't make Champions League football, because they will be on a 25% wage reduction. Now, that wage reduction is dependent on player to player. It is across the board, but different players can negotiate different terms. And go compete with Mendy is what Squeezy is saying in the chat. Yeah, you have a fair point. Go compete with Mendy. I look at it like this. I think he's given Onana a game off to kind of get his head together, kind of relax, chill, try and see if he can forget about what's happened in the last game. Ruben clearly seems to be the type of manager who once he runs low with patience with you, he will take you out the firing line. But then why doesn't he have the same response when it comes to some of the other players? That's just what you got to see. There's certain things that he does where I can agree with the fact that he played at Bayindir in a Premier League game and gave Onana a rest. Onana didn't really need a rest. He's a keeper, but he gave him a rest. There's situations that have happened with Andre about his personal life, his partner, which is very unfortunate. And then on top of that, his work life isn't going well. So he said, have a week off or have a game off, relax, and then, we'll reconvene the next game, which is actually the bigger game against Lyon. I think Bayindir isn't going to play because Bayindir made that mistake and he needed to prove his worth. He has somewhat proven his worth this season already with some of the saves that he's made for the money that we paid for him and some of the performance that he gave, yeah, but he also has had blunders. It almost seems like, I don't know if you guys believe in it or not, but it almost seems like a goalkeeping curse. David De Gea really has cursed the goalkeeping position because both the goalkeepers are making similar mistakes. Onana has more because he plays more, but make no mistake, Bayindir probably would have somewhat similar amount of or close enough mistakes if he played that many games as well, which only tells you how bad both the goalkeepers are. I think goalkeeping, we just need to go and get a solid goalkeeper. Don't have to be the best ball playing. It does not have to be the best ball playing keeper in the world. At this point, it just has to be someone who's competent enough in goal. And who can save a good shot and who can save a good penalty. Yesterday, I saw Donnarumma, man, absolutely saying, "Not tonight, lads." He was like a bouncer outside a nightclub in Mayfair. None of the man them are getting in. Only sisters allowed. No brothers are getting in. What shoes you got on? Nope. Doesn't matter if he's got double G, double F, whatever. It's not getting in, G. Donnarumma was on absolute smoke. Yeah, absolute smoke. And even Emi Martinez, to be fair, he made some good saves as well. He made some really good saves as well. So yeah, that's my thing on Andre Onana, really. I think he's gonna play. He's the starting keeper anyways, and he really needs to have a good performance tomorrow. This is another thing as well. He can't get away with no meaty performance. If Man United defend well, he'll face less shots, sure. But he can also show that he's having a good game by making the right passes, making the sharp passes, accurate passes, long passes, proper releasing the ball quickly. All of these little things can add him to have a good game. And I want to see a good game from him because Matic, dagger, 89th minute, please, bro. There's a couple things written, yeah, in this world. Death, are bustling fine in the UK, if you live in the UK, yeah, and a Manchester United fumbling. We just know these things happen. It's just a guarantee. Man United fumble, a bus lane or a parking ticket or some shit like that, and death. That's guaranteed when you live in Manchester, bro. It's guaranteed. Yeah, shegging is guaranteed. when you are a Manchester United fan and you live in Manchester. Serious. It's guaranteed. So yeah, he has to have a good game. He has to have a really good game, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow's game. I will be doing a watch along. Actually, I will be starting early, so keep an eye out for that. I will be doing a watch along today as well for the Champions League as well. And Amorim confirms. There you go. That Andre Onana starts. Right. Okay. Now, I've also put that last chance for Amorim, and I'll explain to you why I've put that this is the last chance for Amorim. I believe if Ineos pull the plug on Amorim this summer, they may do. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if they pull the plug. The reason being is they did not bring him in as a manager to see out the season. They did not bring him in as a manager to say, yeah, go on, free hit. That's not how football clubs work. That's not how football works. That's not how business works. Nobody gets hired just to have a 12 months relaxation period. He's been brought in to do a specific job, and they will review this at the end of the season based on the metrics. Now, I'm going to refer to what Jim said in one of the interviews with Gary Neville, isn't it? Yeah, on Sky Sports was it or something? He did an interview. He said, if you look at our club's highest earners compared to other clubs' highest earners, and then you look at how many of those highest earners are playing regularly compared to the other clubs in the top 10, how many of their highest earners are playing regularly. You know, ours is bad. And he actually name-dropped Luke Shaw, if I'm not mistaken, right? I actually remember him mentioning Luke Shaw. So I think based on those mitigating circumstances, they may say clearly there have been a lot of players that weren't available for injury, non-injury reasons. Based on those factors, we're going to keep him because we still want to see what his true capabilities and what his true abilities are. What is his true skill set? It's not a fair representation of his skill set based on the amount of top players that the club's main starting players are available or to be able to play. Now, the club have made some decisions that many people will now reflect and agree. You looked at Marcus Rashford's performance yesterday and you'd think, okay. You know, why wasn't Rashford performing like this when he was in Manchester United? Someone asked, didn't they give him a long-term contract? No, they did not. No, they did not. It wasn't a long-term contract. Johnny Evans is still out, injured as well. Just seeing it on my screen. So yeah, I think they're gonna look at it in the summer, and obviously winning the Europa solidifies his position within the club for the next 1 or 2 years. I would say, most definitely 1 year. But getting knocked out the Europa at this stage would really leave a dent on his tenure this season. The league positions do not make sense. His mistakes throughout the season do not make sense. And then the knockout from the Champions League also does not make sense. Now, you can't always, I will say, you can't always use the barometer or the metric of saying a player is not available or X amount of player is not available. But then you can say Ineos were not competent or not. It's not even about competence. They were just not willing to go and get the players necessary in January. He did not have a quote-unquote January window. He got Dogu. That was it. And based on that, even Dogu hasn't given you £30 million worth of performances. It's going to take him more than a year to give you a £30 million performance. And why did we then, in that case, if you're going to tell me that Dogu is a potential player, which I will agree with, okay, why would you buy a potential player in January? That's like saying Arsenal buying a potential player in January so they can win the league this season. That doesn't work. January is a platform to plug any holes. Yeah? To plug any holes. January is a opportunity to polish anything that you need polishing, right? Refuel, just so you can go to the next extra mile, just so you have enough left in the tank for the next stretch of the league. And that's not what you do in January, is go and get a potential. And we did go and get a potential player for a large sum of money, And that potential player will probably potentially come good in a couple of seasons. So there's nothing to say he will. And we're having to now see Luke Shaw sometimes, do you know what I'm saying, playing for Manchester United on the pitch. So it's a bit of a mishmash. And I think based on these things, they may turn around and say, right, we'll keep him another season. We did have a very good summer window, however. So let's give him a very good summer window by selling the right players and then seeing. But on the other hand, they might say, what do you bring to the table? We hired you middle of the season for a reason. Yeah? No pun intended. We hired you in the middle of the season for a reason because we want you to go and show that you are capable of digging this team out of a rut and possibly competing with the big dogs because you just that good of a manager. Your philosophy, your ideology, your method of playing, your implementation, your style, your level of man management, all of these things will involve you with conversations with the best managers in the league, and you will be able to compete with them, at least of some sorts. We're not even able to compete with Brentford or Bournemouth, Fulham, Brighton football. I said yesterday, Brighton football. They play amazing football, Brighton. Do you know what I'm saying? We can't even compete with them. So they might look at that and think, we don't believe, based on the circumstances of what's happened this season and if he gets kicked out of Europa, we don't believe that you're the man for the job. We don't believe that you are capable of carrying this team. We don't believe that you are capable of shaping this team, even in the midst of distress. And that's my big concern with Ineos. It shows not a lack of ability from, as much as people can say Amorim is this, Amorim is that, whatever, but it does show a huge lack of, how can I say, strategy. Shows a lack of strategic planning from Ineos. A clear lack of strategic planning from Ineos. Clear lack of strategic planning from Ineos. And I'm comfortable in saying that. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable in saying that. I'm comfortable in saying that the strategic planning from Ineos, for me, it was shocking. Absolutely shocking. They should actually know better. Way better than us. Do you know what I'm saying? They should know way better than us. And we're in a position where now we're thinking Ruud should have stayed, X, Y, and Z. So, yeah, it's a sad moment. Let's go through some of the latest news of Manchester United, what is going on. Harry Maguire has come out and he has said a couple bits. I mean, Harry, is he going to play tomorrow? I probably think so because he didn't play the last game and he does okay in a back three. He's been somewhat smooth in a back three. He has had shaky moments, shaky games or some net negative games, but overall you could give him a, for his qualities anyways, and for where we have been, you could give him a 6.5 out of 10, this season. But he's come out and said, tomorrow night is another game of football, and you have to say to yourself, do your best. That's all you can do. I have been in that situation myself. All you can do, day in, day out, do your best and work as hard as possible. So, listen, it's just another game tomorrow. Just do your best. Yeah? Do your best. Do I like that kind of mentality? I'm in two minds. I will be honest. I'm in two minds. In one hand, I like how he's saying it's just another game. Do your best because that's what you're supposed to do every game. But then in another hand, I'm like, where's the kind of fire? Where's the fire? Where's the ignition? But then I like the humility on the other hand. He's coming across very humble. He's coming across very down to earth, unlike certain other players in the team. He's coming across very humble. So I like that as well. Ruben says on Andre, he said, when I made the decision in the last week, I talked with Andre that is important for me to explain what I'm thinking. I have the conversation with my coaches, but it is my decision in the end. I think Andre deserves to return to the competition. Okay. So Ruben's had words. He's had words with Andre, basically. And he's probably told him, look, son, if you play like that one more time, I'm going to shave your head. I think that's what that's what he said to Andre Onana. Play like that one more time. I'm going to shave your head. I dare you. Make a mistake again. You know, that's what my mom used to tell me when I was young. If I mess up in an exam, she said, I'll just shave your hair. If you get below 7 out of 10, I'll shave your hair. And I would celebrate like crazy if I got 8 out of 10. So don't be surprised if you see Andre Onana drop a okay performance and start going crazy and celebrating. I've seen him do that before anyways. Yeah, I've seen that anyways. Big up to Yash. Yash says, fast brother, I need to send you my electrolyte blend. It will help you hydration and fitness. You know what? I was actually, funnily enough, thinking this. Yesterday or day before yesterday, I was thinking this. Am I let you guys send me something and try it on stream? Yeah, try it on stream. If you want me to try snacks from your country, if you want me to try your food, if you want me to try, electrolyte drink, I would be open to it, and I'll try it on stream and see how it is. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if you guys want to send me something. Don't be sending me no mad things though. You know what I'm saying? Don't be saying You can send me Viagra too, no problem. You can send me whatever you like. I will try and I will let you know. No problem. Ruben said, proceeded to answer whether he'll be looking for a new keeper. You choose the question, I choose the answers. Oh. What does he mean by that, chat? What does he mean by this? Hold on. I need to get this up. What does he mean by this? He said, the journalist asked him whether he'll be looking for a new keeper. And he said, you choose the questions, I choose the answers. It's not that he was asked. I think he was probed. Someone probed him, to see if he wants a new keeper. And he said, ask me questions and I'll give you answers. Don't be trying to janky me, yeah? Don't be trying to pokey. This is not pokey, yeah? Just ask what you need to ask and I'll answer. One thing I realized when I used to go to press conferences, is journalism is actually the easiest job. Right now, I'll be deadly honest. Right now, as of the 16th of the 4th, 2025, and journalists, I do not apologize in saying this because I have been an accredited journalist myself. My card is downstairs. Journalism is the easiest thing that you could do to make money, bro. It's easy. There is no skill required in journalism anymore. And I'll explain to you why. Journalists talk to other journalists and kind of, based on relationships, find out what kind of questions each other will ask. You know what I'm saying? And then get their heads together. Journalists look online to see what people want to read and find out as well. And kind of shape their question from that, right? Their whole thing is based on exclusivity. I'm referring to sports journalism, not crime investigative journalism. They're different. These men are on different things. Crime investigation journalism is different. Sports journalist specifically, easy. Chat GPT, I have this source, I have this information, write me a passage, bish bash bosh, bash bish bang. Slap, thank you, see you later. Money made. So it's easy. Written journal is easy. Written journals could not sit in front of a camera and speak to you for an hour, 2 hour about a game, about players, about interests, about what's going on. They couldn't do that. They could not do that. It's very, very easy, written journalism. Very easy. And I'm happy to have a discussion. I think only Ben Jacobs that I know that he could talk for 5 hours straight. I think that's the only journalist I know, Ben Jacobs, who could sit for 5 hours and just talk. And that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying he could talk. Yeah. Real journalism needs a uni degree. Yeah, I mean, crime, investigative journalism, those type of journalists I have a huge amount of respect for. They put their lives on the line. And even weather journalism, you know what I'm saying? They put their lives on the line to report on weather. So yeah. What else is out there? Let's see. Ruben Amorim also says on improving the squad, he says, we need to improve every position on the field. Goalkeeper is the same. If our team score more goals and our strikers are better, we will defend better. Concentrate on the words. Yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, if there are any ladies, let me know in the chat. Sometimes you have a season where you are underperforming. We're going to make that evaluation for any position in the squad. Look at how Ruben has specifically said we need to improve every position on the field. Goalkeeper, if our team score more goals and our strikers are better. He said if we have better strikers and a better goalkeeper. Basically. Yeah? Basically. We will defend better, if our strikers are better because you defend from the front line. Yeah, very, very interesting. We're going to make that evaluation for any position in the squad. This manager just loves to talk. What is he showing in training and on the pitch, says Ramo in the chat. Big up to Ramo, member. I understand why you would say that. I understand. You would say that because the results are not going our way. When the situation is not going well, anything a person says is just, what are you really saying? What are you really saying? Don't really have, any substance to what you're saying because you're not giving me anything. I need to see wins. Now, if we had won the last game, you would have now heard all of this and he said, Ruben, Amorim. You would have loved it. But because right now things are not going well, anything he says you don't appreciate and don't like. So I can understand that. But I just like how he specifically says, and I highlight this, he said, goalkeeper's the same and our strikers are better. If our team scores more goals and our strikers are better, goalkeeping's the same. That is a very, very, very strong choice of word, in my opinion. Yeah. Harry Maguire also on Andre Onana has said, yeah, he has said, Andre has proved in the past that he's an excellent goalkeeper. During a career, you have ups and downs. It's about how you build yourself back up. He's a big personality. Harry is defending his colleague, his teammate, rightly so. Andre, who's had a right go at him earlier on in his career when he joined Manchester United a couple of years ago. But I think Harry's probably a fantastic professional. He's had some issues off the field. But other than that, he's been a fantastic professional. Yeah, I think Harry Maguire is one of the best professionals I've come across. You cannot penetrate his skull. You cannot. He believes he's a top-class professional. He lives by that. He works by that. He gives it his all for the badge. And he holds the club at extreme high regard. He never, ever, ever, I don't think I've seen him say like anything with a negative undertone to it. He hasn't. He never has. Never slipped up like that. The only thing I've ever said about Harry that I didn't like is he said that, oh, look at my stats. I'm such a good centre back. There's a reason why so many managers have picked me. So I was like, he's clearly thinks very highly of himself, but that's his professionalism and his belief, right? Ruben on Champions League qualification, he says, if you have Champions League, you have a better budget to put forward a different team next season. I think it is something we will discover next season. Let's see if we win. If we actually win the Europa League and we get through to Champions League, let's see how much money we have. Let's see how much money we can play with. Let's see how much more valuable and desirable our players then become. Do you know what I mean? So right now we can't tell. Based solely on the players that we can sell on base level market value, you're looking at about 150 to 200. 150 to 200 ballpark range if we sell the players that I want list. Big up to LB for the raid. Appreciate you, LB. Big up to LB. Love for the raid, bro. Love for the raid. Make sure you check out LB's channel, people. Love for the raid. Yeah, so if we sell Mags, if we sell Ale, if we sell Rash, Sanch, Tony, if we sell these players, yeah, then I would say we can raise 150 M's, 120, 180, around that region. If we do that and we get Champions League football, now you're looking at about 250 M's. Yeah? 200 to 250 M's. But it all comes down to how much we sell. One of the most key sales will be Marcus Rashford and Garnacho, if we sell Garnacho. Let's be deadly honest. Those are the two players I'm looking at, is how much money can we raise from the two players. Rasmus Højlund is in there as well. Let's not forget about Rasmus Højlund. The Malacia sale for 5-10 mil would just be a little side change. We'll just cover the agent fees. Do you know what I'm saying? Of all of our deals. That won't even scratch the surface. It's really and truly comes down to Anthony, Rashford, Garnacho, Maguire, yeah, and Rasmus Højlund is how we raise. Maguire's amortization is paid, Rashford pure, Garnacho pure, Anthony's amortization is much lower now, and Rasmus we're gonna have a big hit, and his amortization would be a bit lower now as well. So yeah, but there are some profitable players to be made in there. You know what I'm saying? Profitable players in there. And that's what we need to concentrate on, really and truly. Casemiro's in there as well, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not forget. Cas has still got a couple years left. So on the books, if we can sell Cas for 35 M's, it's a good bargain. We'll take that. 40 M's. 40 M's is even like lucky if we get 40 M's. 30 M's, 35 M's. If we get that for Casemiro, let's take it and run with that. Let's take it and run with that. So these are the type of deals we gotta look at, and we gotta see how Manchester United go about it. If they pull the plug on Ruben this summer, yeah, they pull the plug. I want Manchester United, again personally, I would want Manchester United to pull the plug on some of the hierarchy as well. Yeah, some of the hierarchy they have to pull the plug on. Baradas and anybody else that's involved. There's so many people, so many cooks involved. I get confused sometimes who is left in the club, right? Who's doing what kind of shots. And we were here, Rance was here, I was here, Barada hype, Ineos hype. Window was great. Ashwood got sacked. Wilcox is this. Hype. Next hype, temper tea. And then next thing you know, now we're here sitting and saying, maybe it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go. But it will all be unveiled this summer. I think the purchases give me some hope. The way we bought Joshua Zirkzee for the price tag we bought him for gives me hope. Lenny Yoro gives me hope. Mazraoui gives me hope. Yeah? So there are some deals there that I can look at and say, there's a level of competence there for you to identify Mazraoui, Xerxes, get the Ahmad deal secured. Now, renegotiations, if we don't make Champions League, is going to be biting. Big bite. Big bite. If we don't make Champions League, a lot of these players are probably going to want to leave anyways. Because if you're on, let's say, 200k, straight away you're going to come down to 150 because of the 25% reduction, right? Now, if you don't want to leave while your wage is on 150, because that means you're not going to even get 150 elsewhere when your original wage was 200, right? This is when the complications start, when we don't make Champions League football. Can we get rid and part ways with the players that we need to part away with? Are they going to leave? They might say, yo, let's firm the 25% reduction now. We're going to come back in Champions League in a couple of seasons. We've not been in Champions League for a good while, so I don't see that as a big issue. A lot of players have been joining Manchester United, you know what I'm saying, without Champions League football. Yes, we had the light run in Champions League where Galatasaray and them guys pumped us, but, you know, it's one of them. It's one of them where Andrew Onana, look at him, he's already like uncomfortable. He's already so uncomfortable with the even thought of his contract, you know, of his wages going down so much. He's already flip-flopping and stressed out. Do you know what I mean? He's already stressed out. And I think that's why Ruben has said, let's wait and see, because winning the Champions League will give us the budget to reshape this team. You know, I think if we make Champions League, I'm gonna say it here, right? I'm gonna be straight up. I think if we make Champions League, Garnacho gets sold. I don't think Manchester United will want to go into the Champions League with players like Alejandro and Rasmus Højlund. I just think it's a discredit to Champions League football. I think it's just a discredit. Can't play Champions League football with players like that and you're called Manchester United. You can't. You absolutely can't. Not right now anyways. If they go and perform, do well in their career, congratulations. You know, congratulations. Yeah, good luck to you. Hope you do well. Just like I said, you know, yesterday I was backing Marcus Rashford. I was like, listen, make it happen. And then he got subbed. I think it's about, Ruben also says, I think it's about the budget when planning for next season. The Champions League can change everything. If you are in the Champions League, you play top teams on a Wednesday, and at that weekend, this is the best thing. But we need to have the best team. I think about the budget when planning for next season. The Champions League can change everything. If you are in the Champions League, you play top teams on a Wednesday, and at the weekend, this is the best thing. But we need to have the best team as well. We can't just be playing Champions League. And funnily enough, I just read that quote now, and I just said, I don't think Ruben personally would want to go into Champions League with some of these players. I think Ruben Amorim will be comfortable with going to Champions League with Diogo Dalot, even Bruno Fernandes. But he won't be comfortable with going to Champions League with the likes of Onana, Alejandro, Rasmus, Lindelof, Eriksen. I don't even think he's going to be happy with Casemiro, going to Champions League with Casemiro. Do you know what I'm saying? I think he would be happy to take Xerxes in there, Ahmad, Collier, Kobe, Dalot, Bruno, Ugarte. Probably even takes Bayindir. Over Onana, you know? Yeah. Don't know. Dogu as well, he'll take, yeah, sure. Yeah. Don't think he takes Harry Amas. I think he's gonna end up selling Harry Amas. Man United are probably gonna end up selling Harry Amas, I feel like, to get some extra profit out. Stop trying to put Dalot in. The agenda you guys have against my guy, man. The agenda. It's a new day. Reset. Every day I wake up, I hit the reset. Every day I have a reset button. Hit it every day. Yeah? Amorim is a bigger fan of Dalot than Faz, bro. I mean, it speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. Yeah? Speaks for itself. His job was to play football. He plays it. His job is to create. He creates. Some of the man them don't finish. I have blatantly seen Dalot being robbed of 7 assists this season. 7. My guy has been robbed in broad daylight. In broad daylight. 16-degree weather, he's been robbed. 7 assists this season. Yeah? But people, they watch football like this. I am convinced people will watch football like this. Yeah? He robbed us of an open goal, so it balances out. I mean, yeah. I can just say, listen, Garnacho missed a couple days ago, couple games ago. Eriksen 2 chances couple months ago. Rasmus Højlund missed chances as well. It's just about 4 there. You know what I'm saying? 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 that's, lingering about somewhere. In some games, you've seen Dalot just pass the ball. Mandem are just shanking it. Things like this happen. Let's not get bogged down with the nitty-gritty, as I say. Let's not get bogged down with the nitty-gritty. Let's continue. Right? Harry Maguire also says, there's no doubt about it. Even if we win the Europa League, it will still be a disappointing season for us players. Again, he's holding the club up and the standards up to very high standards. He's holding the grades up to very high standards. And credit to Harry, man. Listen, he's won me over in many scenarios, in many things. He's won me over from the professionalism aspect of things. He's won me over. What's your opinion about Delap? Don't want him. Don't think he's the right fit for Manchester United right now. So no, thank you. Harry also says, it's been disappointing season. There's no doubt about it. We've been far too inconsistent, and there's key aspects in games where us players have to change it in our favor. That's something we have to work on as a team. We've been far too inconsistent, and there's key aspects where the players have to change for our favor. He basically means, in all honesty, he means personal individual errors. Individual errors is actually what he's probably referring to and what's been costing us. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. The players feel like they have to turn it around because it's their mistakes, really, their mistakes. You can't always blame the manager. And I tried that with Eric. I really, 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 really did try that with Eric. I really, really did. Eric Ten Hag trauma was not easy, man. It was like this. It was I was like a lion. I was like Speed when he barks. I was always ready to just pounce on Eric. You know what I mean? Ruben Amorim says, Andre Onana is ready. He had 1 weekend. I felt it was better for him not to play. My thinking was put Onana to play. It was better for him not to play. Basically take him out of the fire line. I think the talking and stuff is what. Amad Diallo is not ready this month, but we want him before the end of the season, so he might come back before the end of the season. Delict is going to return this season. Aiden will miss this game. He had an issue in training. He's still feeling little issues. And Amorim confirms Xerxes is out for the rest of the season. He is done for the season. And that's a very, 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 very tough pill to swallow. Very tough pill to swallow. And the latest kind of transfers is Manchester United are interested in Torino's Vanja Milenkovic-Savic, the player, the keeper, I think he is, if I'm not mistaken. That's who they're interested in. I don't buy it. Don't buy these little itty bitty reports. I don't buy it. Also, Manchester United have moved ahead of Manchester City in the race to sign Edison, who is valued at 60 million euros by Atalanta. I mean, you know, Atalanta must be the new Dubai, bro. The amount of money we have spent in Atalanta, they must have new houses, wireless charging, car parks. Bro, we did like deep how much money we have given Atalanta, bro. Like, that is crazy. Yeah. North of Italy. We've changed their life. The Atalantians, the Atalanti aunties, we've changed their life, bro. Changed their life. It's crazy. Crazy. Yeah. And John Murto hype as well. Again, from a source that I don't really buy, so don't know. And I don't know how a team moves ahead of another team in a race. You never move ahead. It's just one team is a bit silent. They're thinking, or they're not ready to talk at this moment. So it's not about who's moved forward or not. It's just, we'll come back to you when we come back to you, whatever. Manchester United have possible shortlists for goalkeepers to replace Andre Onana. Wow. Okay. That's mad. That is mad. Alejandro Garnacho has scored 10 non-penalty goals across all competitions for Man United this season. Just one less than Bruno Fernandes. Stat reported by the one, the only, the famous, the main man, the man with the plan, Statman Dave, who I have blocked on X, and he has blocked me on X as well. Because I just kept calling him out, for these absurd, ridiculous, pointless stats. Do you know what I'm saying? What a mad stat. 10 non-penalty goals, one behind Bruno Fernandes this season. It's interesting. I will be honest though. I do know players. I know for a fact players send DMs to accounts to promote them. I have proof of such activities because some of these accounts send me these things. Some of these accounts send me these things. Oh, look, a player's DM'd me this. Can you delete this? Can you post, whatever? Or they like a positive post, and then that account actually posts more positive things about them. It's what it is, isn't it? It's what it is. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Amad Diallo back to individual training. Do you think we signed Højlund since he was on Ten Hag's agency? I mean, Richard Arnold seems to be clueless about transfers. I'm sure he used to listen to every Ten Hag to sign players. Yes, I do believe that. Yes, I do believe that. I strongly do believe that. I believe that we actually signed Højlund because there was some sort of agency deal going on there. Yeah. Unless I'm proven wrong, that's what I will believe. Because there's no explanation to paying £72 million for him. None in the world. Zero in the world. Absolutely zero. So, yeah. Big up to Mohit, says big up Faz. Go it, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. 10 goals. Wow. What an achievement. His goals have been coming from League One teams and Leicester. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. Bab says, just say you don't like him. No need to gossip. I don't like him as a footballer. I think he's a horrible footballer. He's not Man United level. And it is not gossip, It is not gossip. The members only group chat, they know a lot more than you you non-members with the utmost respect. With the utmost respect. You know what I'm saying? With the utmost respect. Big up to the members only group chat, always. They get to see first-hand sources, DMs, a lot of things. And yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are at the moment. With Manchester United and Ruben. I will be watching the Champions League today. There's something official. Manchester United will debut a first ever Tifo banner in front of SAF stand against Lyon on Thursday. United worked with the fans on the idea and image. It was shared with Bruno Fernandes to get his seal of approval. Interesting. Tifo banner. I wonder what it's going to be. They got Bruno's approval on it as well. Let's see what it is. Trying to make it into a you know what I'm saying? Pray for Leon. Ultra vibes. Are we giving ultra vibes? Ultra. Shall we have devil and horns? Yeah. Shall we have some whips and chains, like a dungeon? Shall we turn the lights off and turn it into a dungeon? And then have like red flares and horns and that thing, you know? What's that thing with the three, the spear? And Amorim's face, yeah, with just eyes with a red dot. And a smile like this. That'd be, yo. And then maybe Garnacho over there like this. Trident, yeah. Pitchfork, trident, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Pass it around the stadium. Make it intimidating. Top Reds will look at this and say, yo, get this fucking shit out of my goddamn fucking face now. If we get punched up, yeah, Leon fans might just take the fucking banner and ras it to you. Because let's not forget what the Galatasaray fans did to the stadium. Do we remember what the Galatasaray fans did to the stadium? Yeah? Do we remember? They took the banners and yeah, they absolutely smashed him. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? We'll see. Big up to Bruno, man. He gets it. He had the last say. He had the sign off. Do you know what I'm saying? He had the sign off. Captain at the end of the day, innit? Captain. Bottom Reds now singing Amorim while getting fisted. Leon fans are mad, bro. Same with Marseille. Yes, they are. They gave us Edison for under 50M. Then we may see Glazers out Tifo. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. It's gonna be some card. It's not even gonna be someone said it's not even gonna be a banner. Apparently it's just like a bunch of cards that you hold up. Tifo banner revealed. First Tifo banner revealed. Don't know what exact Tifo is going to be. It says the exact design of the Tifo is being kept under wraps for now to retain an element of surprise. I like kinky surprises. All you gotta do is ask Mrs. Faz. I love a kinky surprise. I do. The exact design of the teeth was being kept under wraps for now to retain an element of surprise and inspiration on the night. Yeah. Just be ready. Something's getting pulled down, something's getting pulled up. We'll see who's in the which side, so just be ready. If you're coming to Old Trafford on Thursday, make sure to arrive in plenty of time to take your seat for the big reveal. Shall I go to Old Trafford? I don't know, man. Shall I go? I feel like they've done it because they've not been selling tickets, you know. I'll be deadly honest with you. I'll be deadly honest with you. I feel like they've done this because they're struggling to sell tickets. Which they have been. They have been struggling to sell tickets, Manchester United. So, yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Let me check the website right now. Oh, there's tickets available right now. There are tickets available right now. You know, non-hospitality tickets as well. They're still available. They're struggling to sell the tickets. Wolves game, oh my God. There are thousands of tickets still left for the Wolves game. Obviously, it's a bit away. It's a couple of days away, so cool. West Ham game, thousands of tickets available. Villa, thousands of tickets available. Soccer Aid, not many tickets available. More people want to see Soccer Aid than Old Trafford, than Manchester United. It is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, there could be general people who buying Soccer Aid. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, hospitality tickets available right now for Lyon, but there will be tickets available, non-hospitality tickets available for Lyon. We'll see. But yeah, listen. Big up to everybody for tuning in on the midday live. It's been lovely to chat to you guys for the lunchtime break. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it. If you did not enjoy it, you know, have some snacks, I guess. That's the best way to say it. Have some snacks. Enjoy the rest of your day, I guess. That's the best way, you know what I'm saying? That's the best thing I can say. Enjoy the rest of your day, bro, because life, you just gotta take it easy. Monster's live right now, so we're gonna redirect to Monster's channel. Go and drop a fast raid on there. And yeah, big up to everyone. We'll be live in a good few hours for the Real Madrid watch along, man. Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Arsenal, Bayern Munich, they're all going to be playing, and I'm very much excited. Yesterday was very much exciting as well, and I'm very much excited for that game as well. Actually, let's find out before we end the call. Let's find out what is on the menu today. What is on the menu today? What is Mrs. Faz making today? Would you guys want to know? Do you guys want to know? Hello? What do you mean?
What you want?
What is on the menu today? The chat want to know.
What's on the menu today?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know because you already started marinating some duck and I don't eat
Yeah,
duck.
that's for my lunch because you didn't make me no lunch, so I made myself lunch.
I don't know what's on the menu today, to be honest with you.
You don't know?
No.
All right, okay. All right.
Depends what you fancy.
Okay, well, it's always up to you anyways. All right, we will see. Okay, thank you. All right, bye. Well, we'll have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see. Yeah, chat. Montes channel, fast raid. I'll catch you guys in a good few hours. 7:30, I'll be live, Champions League. So make sure you all tune in and we'll see what Mrs. Faz has got cooked for me today. Peace, love, and guidance. And I'm out, people. Have a good rest of your afternoon. Love you guys. Bye.